What makes this scene in Better Call Saul so great? Hi, Pretentious Writer here, and as a follow-up to my Better Call Saul essay, I wanted to do a quick, no frills, no bullshit video about why Nacho's big moment in Season 6 is easily one of the best in the entire show. Reason number 1. It's the climax of one of the show's best episodes. When he betrays Lalo Salamanca, his plot in Season 6 starts crazy and just does not stop. They keep the tension going with so many bizarre and brilliant ideas. Nacho having to hide himself inside an oil tank, him trading shots and escaping the twins' grasp, him realizing he's being watched by noticing the freaking air conditioner dripping water on the other side of the motel. I mean, shit, talk about detail. And after he finally realizes he's not gonna have a way out, he calls Gus and makes an offer. Honoring the character and the relationships he formed throughout the story, the show tugs at your heartstrings in his final conversations with both his father and Mike. And when the key moment arrives, Nacho manages to not only keep the narrative he needed to keep, but he also gets to throw a few curveballs that blew everyone's minds. He gets to take a little piss at Gus, the tension is at an all-time high, and remember the pill swap? Just like Jane in Breaking Bad, this plot comes back at the best possible time, with him rubbing the truth to actor's face in spectacular fashion, finally speaking his mind about the Salamancas as well, and even does a table turn that allows him to not fall in their hands. Which makes for reason number 2. It concludes Nacho's arc beautifully. For most of the show, he has been a pawn of the big players. Tuco, Hector, Gus, Lalo, every time he tried to get out of one hole, he ended up digging himself into a bigger one. So, it's downright poetic that, after all this struggle, he got to choose his death in every step of the way. He called Gus and not only made an offer, but also made his demands which Mike made sure were properly met. He was given to the Salamancas to be tortured, but he simply went, fuck that, and was able to, as I said before, turn the tables and die in his own terms. It honored his character, gave him the chance to shine in his final moments, and allowed him to go out in the best possible way. Finally, reason number 3, and something that I don't see many people talking about, which is how his death influences other characters. Throughout most of Breaking Bad, Mike is a crooked and cold-blooded man. And yet, it's kinda surprising to see how patient he is with Jesse, pulling him under his wing like a protege. Even after all the fuck-ups, he continues to vouch and tutor him, even when Gus considered him a nuisance. And his relationship with Nacho in Better Call Saul shines a completely new light on this part of his character. Because after he takes his final action, there's clear regret in Mike's face. He fought his hardest to keep him alive but wasn't able to. And that regret carries over to Breaking Bad, where he looks at Jesse and sees him as another Nacho, one that he doesn't want to let the same thing happen. But he's not the only one, because his death also shakes Gus Fring's story. When we watch him in Better Call Saul, it's kinda interesting to notice how cutthroat and merciless he is. He puts Nacho through hell just to move his own agenda, and he was not afraid to kill innocent people if it meant killing his biggest rival as well. Then comes Breaking Bad, and he's still fucking scary, but when you pay attention, you realize how he's much more lenient, shall we say. Walter says some really disrespectful and stupid things to him from time to time, and both him and Jesse also mess up things a lot. And yet, he keeps them in his operation. That's because with Nacho's death, he realizes 2 things. The first one, that fear is not an effective motivator. For all the stuff he put Nacho through, he could have gotten him to do mostly everything without the endless threats. I mean, his no-nonsense approach almost cost him Mike at one point. And that connects to the second thing, that sometimes your prisoner can be an ally, and this is always a better thing to have. And you guys forgive me if it sounds like I'm going overboard here, this is more of a theory, but I can't avoid not talking about it because it fits so well with the rest of the story. When Nacho kills himself, we get Gus's reaction, and he looks shocked. Like, really shocked. And I don't think it was for him pulling the gun from Bosa or anything like it, but more from everything he heard him say. When Nacho spews his hatred at the Salamancas, it's as he understood at that moment that Nacho hated them as much as he did, and he realized that had he treated Nacho as a partner, as an ally, instead of an object he could fling around like a ragdoll, it's very possible that he could have attained even better results. And this, in my opinion, makes him softer in Breaking Bad. He puts fear inside Walter but also enables him from time to time, because he wants to tap into his talent and keep his ego alive. Recognizing Heisenberg is truly one of a kind. He doesn't want to commit another mistake like he did with Nacho and lose a potential ally. If that's a quality or a character flaw, I'll leave that to you guys, but it would be kinda crazy and genius at the same time. To think that him trying to fix his wrong methods with Nacho were the same thing that brought his downfall later in the story. And frankly, that is all, folks. From a technical perspective, the scene is also immaculately shot, directed, written, and edited. And to boot, ended up being the best goodbye to one of Better Call Saul's best characters. I don't have much more to say, but what about you? Do you agree with my assessment? Do you think there's more stuff I missed there? Or do you think I'm just over theorizing? As always, let me know in the comments, like, subscribe, all that yada yada. And this is the Pretentious Writer. See you next time.